Ken and I have something really exciting to show you. Actually, yeah, it's a tractor, so by definition it's exciting. But this is the first subcompact tractor, Ken.
Yes.
With
air conditioning.
factory air conditioning.
Factory air. And it fits in a 7-foot garage door, which is really awesome.
We'll tell you more in a second. Let's get started. Ken, this is the CS2530.
Yes.
Okay, so here we are, winter of 2025.
Right.
It's going to be available in the spring of
Yes.
2025.
Just in time for mowing season with air conditioning.
Did we mention air conditioning? Yeah, we're pretty excited about that. And this
Yes.
truly is a factory cab. You know how I can tell that? Right here.
Right.
See, it's totally separated.
Yeah, completely separated and sealed from the cab. The engine is and all.
Yeah, so the vibration of the engine, the vibration of the powertrain, a lot of this will be separated.
Isolated, yeah.
They're claiming 80 dB or a little bit less than that for cab noise.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
That's amazing. I've not seen anything like that. Most of these small cabs, you still have to wear headsets, and they're above 90 dB. Not only are they achieving that by separating this, they've also got a new engine here, Ken.
Okay.
It's 1.2 liter, so it's a much larger engine.
Okay.
And it's they call it an offset crank. I'm going to say it's a slanted engine.
Ah, okay. I got
so that it doesn't vibrate up and down as much.
I got
And they said it
okay.
reduced the vibrations dramatically and reduced the noise.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
Pretty exciting. The loader, I don't believe, has changed very much at all.
The buckets changed a little bit compared to the older models. And this one comes off with the latches here instead of the pins that are common on a lot of the Coyotes.
Yeah, and I think you and me may
ones.
be a little behind on that because they told us that the Coyote has used the latches for the last generation or two.
We're definitely behind on that, yeah.
You're focused on this bucket, Ken. It seems like something you might know something about.
I am. So I asked what this block was here with the holes in it. So they're going to have an OEM option for a center-mounted hook on this bucket. And on the new larger models, which we'll show in another video, there's actually 3 of these plates on the larger buckets.
Much larger model, by the way.
Yeah, much larger. So
this bucket, I think, is tough enough to handle it, don't you?
It is. It's definitely thicker, and it looks like they also have an option of probably a bolt-on tooth bar or cutting edge.
Yeah, they got holes in the cutting edge. This wraps all the way around, and so it's a channel there.
It seems fairly substantial.
It's also got extra reinforcement here.
Yep.
So yeah, I think this is strong.
Skid steer quick attach, which is the common norm.
Diverter is available. This tractor doesn't have it, but it's a
Correct.
third function, or diverter really is a better way of describing it.
Yep.
On the loader. I think that pretty much covers the loader. Lift capacities are the same as they've always been.
Right.
They refer to it as 700 and something at the pin, which roughly is 500 pounds.
All the other subcompacts, right in line with all that, yeah.
500 pounds in the bucket. That's kind of what you can count on a subcompact.
Yep.
Let's get inside. The first thing I notice is the huge doors.
Huge doors. Big wide opening here. Great grab handles for closing them. The gas shock to hold it open is up top out of the way. There's one on the right door too, which another manufacturer doesn't do, but an aftermarket company does provide support for.
Tilt wheel.
Tilt wheel.
Nice suspension seat.
Suspension seat. Good range of travel on the seat. Single brake, no dual brakes like any other subcompact. Twin touch. Hydro controls, so no treadle pedal, which is a big...
Did we mention air conditioning?
Yeah.
Recirculate button, you pointed out to that.
We have a recirc button, which is really nice if you want to bring in fresh air from outside instead of just recirculating. Got a very good vent shade built in. Rear window defroster is standard. Bluetooth stereo is optional.
It doesn't go here though. It is in this display, which is behind me.
Okay.
He said they tried it up here and it didn't work out very well. So it's actually, this display is an option.
Okay.
But there's so this is a camera on the rear, and then you can get a different version with a radio and the display.
Okay.
Or all of it kind of built in together.
USB charger with an aux jack here, selectable, a large place for the phone, mower deck control here, or mower. This is mowing height
Is
control.
there a lot of space?
There's a lot of space, and there's air. You know what? There's air conditioning.
Air conditioning, the only this is a big deal. This is a big deal. I've asked them about the power draw on the air conditioner, and I don't have good data on that. Maybe I'll try to dig into that a little bit more.
60-inch mower deck, factory OEM horn,
which they've got wisely unhooked for boys like
yes. And there's another cool feature that no other subcompact with a cab has, is a backhoe available on it.
No, not a backhoe on a cab tractor.
There is.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out.
Mechanically, the backhoe hasn't changed at all, but there is a new option. The option is that they've got, you can get a hydraulic thumb.
Here's the hookups for it right there.
Okay, and then they change this handle out with an electric switch.
Yes.
So it's a diverter that's built into the backhoe.
Yes.
So there'll be an extra electric connection here. Other than that, the backhoe itself, I don't think has changed very much. The mounting may have changed a little bit. I'm not familiar enough with the 20 series to know how much it changed.
Right.
But this is what's interesting. Notice the backhoe is close enough, we don't have room for a seat here.
Correct.
Let's see if we can open this window. I ought to be doing it from the inside, but here we go. This part's confusing me a little bit, Ken, because this is just part of the cab here, and there's clearly not a second seat. How am I gonna?
Right, how are you gonna operate it? So, this is the way this works. Open this, remove the thumb screws here.
They're just little bolts, maybe a 1/4 inch or less.
Yeah.
And then we pick this up, and I thought, well, you have to set this out somewhere. But no.
It actually stores right here.
And these two pins, there's 2 pins right here, and they fit right in. Somewhere here. There they go.
This toolbox looks like it's in the way too, but it's actually just sitting here on magnets to keep it from vibrating around.
And they ship in the toolbox this little rubber strap. We wrap it around the hook here,
the handle, and it hooks
and
there,
right
and
there.
then that's completely out of the way. And now the really cool thing.
Hey, we got to turn the seat around.
Yep.
We can do that from the back.
You can do that from the front or the back.
And
there's
it
a little
works
lever
so
there.
nicely.
The seat does not lift and turn, so there's no gymnastics to get the seat to move.
Yeah, one of the competitors we've worked with, and this feels strong and tough.
Yes, and you still have the suspension, which is very nice.
Now that looks like it needs to slide forward. Is it?
It definitely needs
forward?
to come forward.
So this seat's not perfectly optimal for
I have short legs.
vertical challenged folks.
Yeah, so I have short legs. If I put my back all the way against the seat, and then there's no place for your feet. So this is a little bit challenged here.
For you.
For me.
But overall, I'm impressed with that design because it was so strong and everything.
Yeah, see, like now the controls are
too far for you.
Yeah.
We can get you a pillow for your seat, Ken.
Yep, I'm gonna need a pillow for sure. The throttle control is fairly easy to reach from the seat, so you can adjust the speed of your backhoe.
And that's hard to do on some of the competitive brands. Yeah.
So just to touch base on this again, this can be replaced with a new handle with a switch on it, and there'll be a factory thumb. That's a hydraulic thumb. The pin would come out of here, and it stores right here. It looks like. I don't want to pull that out. Outrigger controls.
Yeah.
Easy access to your drink holders while you're running the backhoe.
You got 2 drink holders.
2 drink holders.
Sort of. This one's a really big one, and then this one.
No, they're
both same
they're
size.
identical.
Okay.
So you're also, because of the cab glass design, and the way the roof overhangs, you're fairly protected here. If it was drizzling or snowing, you're fairly protected here from the weather while
Let
you're
me try
operating
that
the
out.
hoe. All right, Mr. Tallman, let's see how that is for you. And you can have
it's not too bad. The backs of my legs rub, but
you're still reaching a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, but I would sit. I wouldn't lean back, and I would sit like this with my hands on my knees.
And you can still have the air conditioning vents blowing on you while you're running.
Get really hot. I can.
Yeah. Right.
That's how I'm going to do the rain right there, buddy.
Optional rear work lights are available up here.
And
rear
the front ones are standard.
Front lights standard. Rear defroster. LED lighting. Reversible outriggers.
Tell me some of the hydraulic specs.
Hydraulics are 4.9 for the implement pump.
Wow.
Yeah, two for the steering, so independent pump it appears. I don't know if it's 2 pumps or not.
Right.
But so they're advertising 6.98 or something. They're marketing, so sure. Open center like everything else.
Are there any rear remotes available?
Yes, there is a third rear remote available from the factory or dealer installed. So you can have the front diverter for your grapple, you can have a rear remote for a hydraulic top link, and you can have a hydraulic thumb on your backhoe. So they've covered everything. Yeah, they've covered everything well.
Now this looks huge. I don't know if that's all fuel tank or not, but that looks huge. What do you got there?
Yeah, 6.7 gallons on the tank. I'm not sure why it's 2 separate knobs there. I was looking at that earlier. So there's optional cast rear wheel weights. They're 65 pounds a piece. They bolt in from the front, but the interesting thing on these is that you can still have access to torque your lug nuts.
Yeah, I mean that looks
there.
And I believe these are the standard rims. I believe those wheel weights would fit on our tractors.
Yeah, if these 4 holes lined up, yeah.
I like those a lot better than the full covering ones.
Absolutely.
Because you can still get to
Yeah, so you can see like the paint marks on there to check your lugs. Stamped 60-inch deck, which is quick attach, it looks like.
Yeah, it's pretty much like the Kubota deck, I would say. You know, it's got the on each side here. You can drive over.
Yeah, it's definitely a drive over.
But I don't think this has changed in quite some time. If you've looked at Kioti tractors over the years, I think this is
the same
kind of the way it's been. It's got a little bit of high tech in it, Ken. It's got they call it Kioti Connect.
Yes.
That's this telematics thing. So they can tell where the tractor is at all times. You can tell where your tractor is at all times.
Right.
And the dealer gets enough information like the diagnostic codes and where you are in your service intervals and stuff.
Right. It's very neat, yeah.
It's a nice feature. I'm sure you can opt into that or opt out of it so that you don't have to share that information.
Yeah, it doesn't cost extra to be a part of that. It's just an app.
So Ken, let's say you're shopping for a subcompact tractor. Where does this tractor rank?
As of today, this would be at the top of my list because of the air conditioning. There's just no doubt about it. Having an air-conditioned cab now, there's no way I could do without it. I'm spoiled, to be honest with you.
I'll second that with the quietness of the cab. I would really like to see if it is as quiet as they say, but this has made remarkable steps forward. And if you don't need a mower deck under the middle, there's no advantage to the other brands.
Absolutely.
That takes away
and if you have allergies and need to mow, I mean, a sealed cab with air conditioning. I mean, the other brand's factory cab is nice, but you got to have the windows open or it's a greenhouse.
Not sponsored here. We're just providing this.
It's just the facts
for you and just what we think. So it's our straight up opinion. Available spring of 2025. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section.
Yeah, really nice machine. I'm really impressed.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on
Tractor Time with Tim.
Watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. This is Ken's daughter and his new granddaughter. As far as I'm concerned, they won Best of Show.